Hi, my name's Fluffy the Destroyer, and welcome to my channel. I didn't really want to talk about this because, well, it's a PlayStation 4 title. It regards Final Fantasy VII, it's on console, and frankly I don't give a rat's ass about all of this. Except for Final Fantasy VII, though. Here's the thing. Back in February this year, let me get the exact date, that would be the 17th of February this year, there's been an article regarding the director of Final Fantasy VII. Here's what he says about the whole thing, Final Fantasy VII being released on PS4, by the way. I can honestly tell you that I would love to do that, he replied. If you simply ask me if I personally would like to do that, yes I would. Definitely, but there's no lie about it. But you must believe in me when I say it would take a lot to happen. Two reasons: budget constraint and people to work on it. Seems pretty fucking clear to me here. Really, really, really clear to me. It's not going to happen. And if it did, at that time when I thought about it, it's going to be really minimalistic. And what do you know? It is. No surprise. I'm not surprised. Hell, I'm really happy they released it as it is like that. But, of course, when you think about the price and all, it's like stealing. But anyways, they have to make money. I'm really sure it's going to sell a lot or so. Like, is it going to be are they going to make any profit on that? I don't know. I don't really know. And frankly, I don't care. I've got it here. The original. 3 CDs. That's the greatest hit edition, or version, whatever. I had the original one, which had 4 CDs. I lost it. I sold it. I don't know. I was an idiot. I felt like I was an idiot, so I bought this here. In case. I don't need it. I even got the Steam edition. I wanted to have the PC version, and I just wanted to know if it was great or not and everything. And to be perfectly honest, beside the sound, which I don't really give a crap, because it's good enough for me, it's okay. It's really great, by the way. Good graphics, even though it's not... Nothing's perfect, but it's good for me. My nostalgia booster is this one here. If I need to play that, I'm going to put this in my PlayStation 2. I still got it, and besides the PlayStation 2, I got no other consoles here. It's only for nostalgia value. If this is a PlayStation 1 game, I got like Legend of Dragoons, and I got other RPGs as well, so perfectly fine with me here. And with what he told back in February, seems pretty clear to me. It's not going to happen. So, my question to people is, what do they want? I know that for a long time they wanted Final Fantasy VII back. But is it the original one here? Personally, I don't like it. If they're going to release it as it is. Everything intact. That's what I remember. I don't want it to be touched. Like, this is like a sacred item here. Don't touch it. And besides, if you change a lot of it, if you change like a lot of things in it, it's not going to be Final Fantasy in the end. Or I'm going to have a small thought or a small line, not a small line, but something in my head is going to tell me this ain't Final Fantasy VII. Like, it's not. Like, and I pick this game a lot for, like an example here, Doom 3. It's a horror survival game. It's not even like an action, like a first-person shooter action game. It's really not that. It's really different. Put a whole new name, and you get the same thing, and you would get a different game. It would have made even more money, I believe. I think. Because the gameplay is so different from Doom 2, it's the same thing with Final Fantasy VII. If they would have released it again on PlayStation 4, like remastered graphics with Final Fantasy 15's graphic with the sound like 5.1, 7.1 type of sound with, man, I don't know, a lot of things changed. Like a rework story and like some, I don't know, like something different. It wouldn't be the same thing. I don't know, like, I don't want it. Like, I got my version here and it's I'm perfectly fine with that. But when you think about it, the PlayStation version of Final Fantasy VII was very limited. I mean, they worked on a system which had, what, 1 megabyte of video RAM and 2 megabytes of RAM? That's not a lot to work with, especially with the amount, like, there's 3 CDs in there. That's a lot of data. They had to work on a system that was, like, completely, it was all, well, I would say semi-linked together. And it would be all in a module-like kind of game engine. So they had to work with the data that it was in a bank. And because of that, it had to be really efficient. I have a system which has like 16 gigs of RAM here. Some people have 32 and 64. It's not the same thing here. In order for that to happen, they would have to restart from scratch. Like the source code, burn it. They have to start from scratch. Everything. Like the design, the concept art, the gameplay mechanics, every single thing they had. It's going to be hell. And besides, it's going to be like a risky profit margin here because they're not going to do this to make people happy. They released Final Fantasy VII on PS4 for selling reasons, like for profit reasons, for cash. They're not doing. They're not making people happy here. That's not their first priority here. It's money. It's cash. That's it. Square Enix is in big trouble. That's how I look at it. To re-release a game like this on PlayStation 4, either the console PlayStation 4 is in big trouble, or Square Enix. Who knows? Maybe both here. Just throwing it this like that freely. But this is going to be like a risky profit margin, and here's the reason why. Number one, the game is very old, and it doesn't age well by today's standard. Like, standard here. Look at the gameplay mechanics, the combat system, the skills, like the materia, for example, like the spells or the skills, the summons, and all. It's not the same thing today. Really, it's really different. Will it work today? Think of it like this, okay? It's not like a really big complex story like Final Fantasy VII, but look at RPG makers and games that if you look at the gameplay mechanics or the gameplay side, not the story, not the graphics, it's almost the same thing. You got an active. It's not like they have like an active battle system, but if you look on Steam and other websites, a lot of people are releasing RPG Maker kind of games. It doesn't work well. Not because they suck, it's just because the system, like on how it's, like the whole gameplay is not the same thing. It's boring. It's really boring. Hell, I tried the PC version of Final Fantasy VII. I'm not even playing it today. It's boring. I'm sorry, but I had fun. I completed the damn game like 5, 6, 7 times. Can't remember. I completed it way too many times. Why? Because I didn't understand the story. It's a really complex story. Really awesome story, by the way. And I think I kind of remember it, but in any case, it's really complex. Really awesome story. And there are some points which I don't like Rufus. Square Enix just didn't do a good job with this character. I think he completely ruined the story. From that point on till the end, they completely ruined it. Like, his father was an asshole, but him? I don't know. It doesn't work well anyways. It's like the skill system is too simple. Would it work today? I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't see a lot of games with that type of RPG combat system. Even if there is, There's not a whole lot of people here that plays those kind of games today. I'm sorry, but they don't. Either way, you would number two, like you would have to do the whole game from scratch, completely from scratch, and it involves, like, at that time, Final Fantasy VII took 120 people, coders, artists, all kinds of people. And it took them, I believe it took them 4 years. That's a lot of work at that time. Today, I'm not even sure. Maybe less, maybe more, but it's a whole team. A whole really freaking huge team here. It's not like a little expansion pack, or you do a little remake and you do and you put 10 people on it. No. It's like a AAA title re-released, like releasing a AAA title here. It's the whole thing, fresh and new out of the oven. You have, like, they have to make sure. I was gonna say you have to make sure, but they have to make sure. Square Enix has to make sure that this is a win. If not, they're in big trouble here. Not only because it's a loss in sales, but they're gonna get destroyed by they're gonna destroy their reputation here. Okay, I admit it's not really great right now, but they're gonna get worse. Let's say. And besides, do I want a revamped type of Final Fantasy VII, like Final Fantasy 15 graphics, like I said previously, with improved sound, improved graphics, improved game, like combat system, everything changed, but the same story, almost the same characters. Hell, they might even change their behavior and everything might change. Cloud might be a fucking dick today. He might be a douchebag. Tifa might be a whore. I don't know. Everything could change. Would I like that? Personally, no. Other people might be saying yes. I'm not sure. It might not be the same thing. I don't know. Like I said before, I played the Final Fantasy VII on PC. I didn't like it, and well, it's not that I didn't like it. It's the same thing, and there's no new experience here. Which brings me to number 3. Nothing's new. It's the same story. Why would I do the story again? Why would I play the game again? It's been like what, 3, 4, 5, 10 times? I'm not kidding. I played a lot of hours in this. I probably lost like a third of my youth in that game. Seriously. Would I do that? No. You know what? The only way I would buy another Final Fantasy VII, yeah, I'm not kidding here, because I know that in my youth, and even probably today, the only reason would be, and here's the thing, Final Fantasy Part 2. Why not? And I'm not talking about Final Fantasy 13 or whatever, 10 Part 2 or whatever. No. There's a certain point at the end where you see Red 13 and his cubs, and you see Midgar being all green and all, which means the Earth has been recovered. But still, there's a lot of potential. A lot of potential. Like, I know that writers, like, there are good writers out there, and which I can't remember, but I know at that time I looked, like at the first age of the internet, I looked at that, well, not the first age of the internet, but in the early 2000s, I looked for alternatives to like the continuation of Final Fantasy VII. A lot of them were good, and I don't know, that would be the only reason. If I would say, like, go back to Final Fantasy VII with a revamped graphic and everything new. That would be the only reason. Perhaps. And even then, it's really going to depend, because honestly, RPGs for me, with the combat system that they had before, to me it doesn't work anymore. I get bored easily with that kind of system. It's boring. I find it to be passive. Like, the active battle system is good, but today I don't find it logical. I just don't. Well, in any case, my name's Fluffy the Destroyer. Thank you for watching my video. If you did like it, subscribe, rate, and comment. If not, just put a comment. Tell me why. Later.